It was such a difficult time for me, and this period of time was crucially important to the development of the woman that I am today. Hey everyone, my name is Naomi and I coach superheroes. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Coaching Conversations with Coach Naomi. If you are new here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and you hit the notification bell so that you are the first to know whenever a video is loaded here to the channel. If you've been with me for the last 3 episodes and you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I truly honor and appreciate your presence and your connection to me here on this channel. I hope that it has, as always, been beneficial for you, and make sure that you're sharing this content and information with those who you know need it. Make sure that you are not growing alone. This week's conversation is one that is so important to not just the process of coaching, but just the process of being a woman on the go. A lot of times we just are so fast paced and so in the moment that we don't take the opportunity to just really be present in the time that we do have. So let's get into today's topic. Mindfulness matters. I was not always super confident. So the woman that you see showing up before you online, that's not who I always was. And to be 100% honest, that's not who I always am. I'm not always self-assured. I'm not always confident and ready to go and exuding all of this energy, ready to help everyone. Not always sure of the answers for others, nor am I always sure of the answers for myself. And that's something that I struggled with for a very long time. I was never super confident and suffered from insecurities longer than I can even remember. Then several years ago, I had so many life challenges to occur that they literally shattered my spirit and shattered me at my core in places that I really didn't even know existed. It was such a difficult time for me. And this period of time was crucially important to the development of the woman that I am today. The whole time I went on as if nothing was changed or was even happening in my life. I kept the same routine, kept the same processes in place for myself and my family and my work. And I never really stopped to take a moment to be present in what was actually going on. So even though my foundation and my footing had been snatched from under me, I still kept going as if it was there. It was almost as if I was just magically moving forward, but I didn't have any foundation up under me. Everything had been shifted and changed and shattered in a way that is so indescribable. Yet and still, as I keep moving forward, people keep admiring me for it. People who knew and who didn't even know the situation were telling me, oh, you're so strong. You do so much for so many people. There were still requirements and demands being made of me that I tried to keep up with. And so even though these things were going on, no one really took the time to actually say, how are you feeling and how are you dealing with this? And so the footing was gone. My life was shattered. My spirit was broken. Everything that I knew to be sure of was now in question. And I kept going as if nothing had changed or happened. I was being told things like, I don't know how you do it. You're such an amazing person. You do so much for so many people. But on the inside, just like some of you and some of my clients, on the inside, I was in a million different pieces, going in 1,000 different directions and grasping at trying to pull and piece everything together. And eventually, with the practice of mindfulness, the help of my amazing coach, and the support of my intimate circle, I started to rebuild myself from the inside out. And it became crucially important to achieving the goals that I desired to achieve, finding harmony in my life again, and really being clear on what steps I needed to take to achieve my goals. You never allow your emotions to overshadow your intelligence. You already know what the outcome is that you desire. And so you want to make sure that your actions align with that. So when we respond with a reaction instead of a response, then we have no other choice but to accept the consequences of what it is that occurs from there. This is a part of being mindful. This is a part of a process that a lot of my coaching clients work on, because it's so often that as women on the go, as people who take care of others, we oftentimes forget to look and be present in the moment. We think so far ahead, right? We think so much about what it is we're trying to accomplish and what it is that is so important ahead of us, that we're not really present in the moment and think intentionally about the opportunities that we have right here in front of us. It is so easy for me to hit the stop button and just not record a video this week at all, because my life is moving and there are so many demands that are required of me. But I know my purpose requires me to give this content to you. My purpose requires me to show up and to pour into you as you pour into others. So in the process of being mindful, you always want to take stock of what is in front of you. Do you have the opportunity to respond as opposed to react to situations? So over the past few years, I've had the opportunity to become the resilient version of myself that I never thought I would be. And in my realization of becoming that version, it's required me to have more demands on myself, make more requests of myself. And not only that, to align myself with the version of who it is that I know I can become on my own personal journey. And so that is something that's super important when you're trying to make the changes and be intentional in your life. You want to make sure that you're demanding more of yourself, that you're requiring better of yourself, and that you are aligning with the very thing that you know you desire to become. God didn't create me to be a polished version of perfection. He created me to be an imperfectly cleansed prototype. That means that I won't always get it right. I won't always say the right thing. We won't always be in the right moment, in the right mind frame, doing the right thing. But we can always be striving because we're worthy, because He created us that way. And so you deserve to be mindful and to be present and to enjoy those moments. One of the things about mindfulness is being aware of your emotions and being okay with your feelings. If you've watched any of these episodes, you've heard me say that continuously. It's okay to not be okay. And being mindful allows you the opportunity to say, I'm not okay right now. And now how do I respond to that? Not how do I react, but how do I respond to that? Because it's okay if I'm not happy. It's okay if I'm angry, if I'm upset or frustrated. Just as it would be okay if you were happy and excited about anything else. It's okay to have those feelings, but you have to be present in those feelings so that later on, when you do start reacting, you know that it's because you didn't respond when you needed to those feelings. I deserve to be so much more than who I was and so much greater than who I am now in this moment. So every day I wake up intentionally, unapologetically, and audaciously striving to become that person. But I can't do that if I am not mindful in the moment, if I'm not taking into consideration everything that goes into who I am to become, and even who I was. I have to be mindful about my feelings. I have to be mindful about how I respond, and when I do, how I react to the things that are happening around me. It's so important that in the mindfulness process, you remember to stretch yourself beyond where you were when you started. Stretch your understanding and your belief, your thoughts, but more importantly, not only is mindfulness important for your development, it's important because you're worthy. You are worthy of experiencing every moment and having every feeling that's attached to that moment so that you know what it is you subscribe to in your life. You deserve that. You are worthy. No matter what society tells you, no matter how many times you don't get it right, no matter how many times you do, you are always worthy of the goodness in each and every moment. And even if there aren't goodness pieces in every moment, there are still pieces and parts of those moments that you can take away and move forward so that you either know what you don't want to experience again, or so that you can create exactly what it is that you do. Whenever you have an onion and you're peeling back those layers, you're always getting to that sweet center place that is the key ingredient to the very thing you're trying to create. And we do the same thing with our lives. Do the same thing with our roles. Peel back those pieces to make sure that you get really deep down into the core and that sweet spot of who it is you were created to be. I hope that this message that was created especially for you serves you in the place where you are. Take some time today when you watch this message. Take some time to be mindful. Take about 5 or 10 minutes just to ground yourself in your current feelings and emotions, and then create your plan of response to those emotions so that you know what you're creating is aligned with who you desire to become. I look forward to catching up with you guys next week. Make sure you share this message so that you don't grow alone. Leave me some comments so that I know if this has been beneficial for you and how I can support you. If you have any topics or any information about coaching you desire for me to tap into or touch on for you, let me know. You can reach me at info@NaomiPWashington.com. I look forward to hearing from you. It has been so amazing in the last week. The messages that you guys have sent over social media or in my inbox have been so encouraging and so inspiring. I am so grateful that this new channel and this new avenue of delivery on my part is supporting you as you do your part in the world. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Here's my disclaimer. All of the best coaches have coaches. You can't ask a doctor to perform a surgery on themselves. And so as you're shopping for support in the area of therapeutic intervention or coaches or anything, always be clear and cognizant that those individuals also need support. The best coaches have coaches.